There are so many people available to you who can be resources to you.
It's a much larger group, so you get a lot more information.
As a voluntary, not-for-profit initiative.
Your needs and meet them by finding the right place in the right environment.
In 1999, long time, I was the youngest referee judge as well at the age of 18, involved but not really properly involved in boxing. 99, I came back to boxing because a young colonel called Jagat Jayasuriya, today General Jagat Jayasuriya, the commander of the army, called me, was my boxing teammate at Royal, and said, why don't you come with me? He was the chef de mission for the SAF Games in 1999 to go to Kathmandu. So I went to Kathmandu. And of course it was fun, you know, getting back to boxing. I was at the corner, and we had 2 schoolboys winning 2 bronze medals, and Sumit Prasanna, a private in the army, won the gold. And it's a fantastic moment when you see the country's flag going up, the national anthem being played, and the gold medal being put on the athlete. And I was there, and when he got down from the podium, he took the medal and put the medal on me and worshipped me. I got a shock. Because one thing was, I had nothing to do with Sumit Prasanna. He was an army private. So I asked him why. And he told me, look, I know your social standing. Someone like you don't have to, you know, tie my shoelaces, put on my headgear, and, you know, wash my spit, taking the gum shield. The only way that I could reciprocate you was to worship you and, you know, put the medal on you. I was moved. And I learned that sometimes humbleness and humanity, you don't have to go to Harvard Business School. It has to be in you. Because the last time that, you know, I put my head onto worship, my coach, was when he died. So not when he was living. The traditions of Royal College was always a hug and a kiss and a good, you know, you shake hands. But, you know, it realizes, you know, after 30 odd years, right, what humility and humbleness. So when Hemasiri Fernando and Jagat asked me whether I'm willing to take a boxer for the Olympics and to get back into boxing and to take the responsibility, because I was moved by emotion, I said yes. And once I said yes to take a boxer for 8 years, I never understood what the responsibility was. So I'm asking you today, right, to put your hand up, and all the parents here as well, would you commit, you know, to put your son or your brother or your colleague to be the best 28 people in the world in 4 to 8 years? Would you put your hand up to be the best 28 people in the world? Forget about boxing, in whatever you do. Olympic boxing is about picking the best 28 people in the world, and it's not like playing cricket. 200 countries box. The first 8 will get selected at the World Championships, where 133 countries will take part. The next 4 will get selected at the 2 trials in Asia, where only 4 people will go, and 70 countries will take part for those 4 places, including, other than Cuba and Russia, which is the best boxing countries in the world, the next countries are all in Asia. They are all in former Russian republics, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and then the belt from Japan, China, Korea, Thailand, Philippines, you name it all. They're all in Asia. They're the best boxing countries. Like we do play cricket, they do boxing. In Philippines, it's a national pride, like people like Pacquiao and all that, world champions. So, in 70 countries, we either get to the first 4 places, or in the world championships, we get to the first 8 places. I didn't know about it. And in the first 28, we'll box at the Olympics. So, when I took the responsibility, I'm asking you as a parent, I'm asking you as a student, are you willing to represent your country to be the best in the world of first 28 people? If I knew that, I wouldn't have even gone on the journey because I would have got scared. But I took the responsibility. The first thing I did was to recruit, 6 people and start a boxing club at Slimline. Now, did I go to Royal College to find the boxers? No. I knew that I had a dog's chance if I went to Royal College. The first thing, the parents would commit themselves for 8 years. So I had to go to the most underprivileged areas and find underprivileged talent. And it came from Kandy, Peradeniya Mahavidyalaya and Vidyartha and some of the unknown schools, Sivali, etc. in Ratnapura. So I picked 8 people because I want to be Sri Lankan first, not a royalist or divided by so many other things of picking people, the best in class who had the chance of getting to the Olympics. So I got them. The second thing is you need to put technology, because we were used to the old British way of fighting, and which was a bloody game, but it has got changed into a safer boxing where with head gloves and all that. So it was all on speed and technique, and the Russians and Cubans have mastered it. So I've realized if you want to go on a Formula 1 race, you need to have a Formula 1 car. You can't go in a Morris Minor. Don't even start the race. So I had to find out where I could put the best technology. You have to understand, that's why you all are here. You are going to find out where the best technology, what is the best course you need to do, what are your skills, what is the passion which drives you. So I had to find in that the technology. So I met the Cuban ambassador. Now, did I go and talk about boxing to the Cuban ambassador? So Mrs. went. And no. I talked about Che Guevara. I was more leftist in my younger days. And Che was one of my heroes. So I talked about Che. And for 15 minutes I talked about Che. And she talked the next half an hour about Che. She was quite surprised. A man who runs a multi-million-dollar US company, right? Being his hero, being Che. It was a bit of a surprise for her. So when she gave me a nice cup of tea and a piece of cake, and when I got up to leave, I asked, Madam, can you support Sri Lanka with a now good development boxing coach? She said, yes, I will support. You have to understand, emotion is the most important thing. You have to emotionally connect with people. Today I lead people of 58,000 people. And if I can't relate to my people, if I can't relate to my followers, there's no chance of me leading. You need to understand what's in your mind. And we have to understand, we belong to the 0.001 of this country. Because we are in 0.001, that's why you are here. You have to understand, the 99% of them do not be here. They are all outside, in rural villages. And we have 34 factories in all over the country, from Keynote to deep down south, that our plants are all over the place. So you need to understand, you need to have emotional connect. So now I got the coach, then I got the 6 young boxers, and you start the game. What is the game? 5 o'clock in the morning you get up and you run 9 kilometers. You come back, do 200 push-ups. Then you take breakfast, you are back at work, learning English and computer science and production methods. Because if I drop dead during that 8 years, and these guys are on a journey, right, they will stop the boxing. And what happens? Those guys will lose a job. So I need to get them professionally qualified within that 6 years as well. So they are all graduates, they all done CIM, some of them have done HRM, all kinds of things. Because I need to qualify them. Without qualifications, you are nothing. In this game, you need to be qualified. So that is why education is so important. You can be a gold medalist at the Olympic Games, but if you do not have the degree, you don't have a chance in the corporate world. So you need to study. So I used to put them through the studies. 3 o'clock practices again, till 7:30 in the night, fighting. For 8 years, every day other than Saturday and Sunday, 9 kilometers, 300 push-ups, get to the ring, fight. Will you be able to do that? That's a kind of challenge. And my job is allowing them not to give up. So life went on. The first fights we did, we lost badly. I realized Sumit Prasanna, our gold medalist, I took him to Indonesia in Bali in 2001, 2 years after that. And the first fight was with the Russian guy. The Russian guy showed him the left and hit him with the right, and I had to carry him out. That was our standard of boxing. We were very good in this part of the world. We got a Russian guy, he actually showed him the left, right, and Sumit thought he was hitting with the left, and he just ducked, and the right came and hit him on the chin. Next thing he was out for the count. We had to take him out. 3 boys fought very well. You know, Manju Vanyarachik, 18 years, Anuruddha Ratnayaka. Manju fought the Japanese flyweight champion. Fought all 4 rounds, right? Bruised the Japanese guy, knocked him down, but lost. But I realized one day these 2 people will get to the Olympics. This was 2002, right? Olympics in 2004 and 2008. 2004, we made an attempt, right? All 3 boxers got knocked out in the first round. First Olympic qualifier, gone. So we realized we are far away. We got a Cuban coach, everyday training, losing, you know, and it took about 5 years, 4 years for us to get to the first medal, a silver medal at King's Cup in Thailand. Very prestigious event. Vanyarachik, you know, wins a silver medal. And 2003, at the Commonwealth Championships, we have got 2 guys in the quarterfinals. 1 fight away from winning a medal. 1 fight. If they have already won 2, 1 more fight, they are into the semi-final. That means assured of a bronze medal. And I'm at the corner. First guy, Anuruddha Ratnayaka, fights again, the chap from Northern Ireland. The Irish don't hit the face. The Irish hit the body. They hurt you well. Because they're street fighters. So I told Anuruddha, don't get close. Keep him out. Anuruddha is very good in close. So, you know, he's a very strong guy. He takes that boy on. He wins a fight, but the judges give him the decision to the other, loses by 1 point. Vanyarachik fights a guy from South Africa, knocks him down, wins a fight, but the decision goes against him. They both lose by 1 point after winning. So it will come in your life that when you do A-levels, when you do other exams, you lose by 1 mark. How do you feel? 1 mark. And you're out of the game. Now these guys have fought for 4 years. 9 kilometers, 400 push-ups, sacrificed their life, and they were at the quarterfinals. They win, but they lose. I want you to see the fight. I want you to see if it is your brother who loses like that. I want you to see if it is your son who's like that, or your colleague, what would you tell? My job as the corner man, my real job in Sri Lanka boxing, at that time I was the president of Sri Lanka boxing, is not the president of boxing, the corner man. For 15 years, every Sri Lankan boxer when he fights, I'm at the corner, right? There's a coach and the corner man, which is called the cut man as well. My job is to give the water. So I want to get you all to get up and imagine yourself with a bucket of water, small bucket, a towel, and a gum shield. That is to protect your teeth. And getting you all to get up and going to hit left, right for 3 minutes. You just keep on hitting, not hitting anybody else, hitting the air. You can see your heart rate going up. You know, you feel tired. And you know, you're not fighting. And when you sit down, I tell you, take the gum shield of the person who's seated next to you, right? Wash the spit, give him water, and put it back. Would you like to do it? Right? So sometimes all of you all know friends and all that, so you don't mind putting the hand into the mouth and washing the spit. But you have to understand, I'm the managing director of a multi-million-dollar company, and these guys are not executives or anything. These guys are right at the bottom, right? I'm the corner man. I have to wash the spit, put it back and say, son, you're fighting for the country, get back and fight. That's a job I have to do. I have to take the fear off from the guy. The most important thing in life is taking the fear off. You're scared of exams, you're scared of failure. So what I want to appeal to you, never be scared. Because exams will come and exams will go. You have to move on. You have to keep on trying. Life is all about trying. So, now I'm at the corner, right? They lose by 1 point. I want you to feel, what do I say? Okay? So we'll show a 2.5 minute clip. How would you feel if you were at the corner, if it is your brother, if it's your friend, if it's your colleague? What do you say? You won the fight, but you lost. You have to accept lives like that. sometimes it's not equal. So what do I say? That's the most important thing, never to give up. So life went on like that, and I had few leadership experiences in my boxing career. One was, since I couldn't represent Sri Lanka, and the next thing is to carry the Sri Lankan flag as an official. At the Olympic Games in 2008, generally the captain of the Sri Lankan team, Susantika Jayasinghe, carried the flag, and the chef de mission will walk 3 feet behind, and then the team would kind of walk behind you. But at other games, the chef will carry the flag and the team will walk behind. The first time in Glasgow, when I was carrying the flag, I thought it was my private flag, the country's flag. You're so proud, and 3-member team. So I was walking into the arena. In front of me was Swaziland. I knew it somewhere in Africa, but I really didn't know where exactly it is. And one boxer, one chef, and the chef looks at me and says, gives a flag to the boxer, breaks the tradition, and tells, he's going to fight for my country, so he's going to carry my country's flag. I was shocked. I was humbled. I gave the flag to Manju Wanyarachi, who was looking at me in a very surprised way. I said, Manju, carry the country's flag. So I realized in life, your country must come first before you. So this is a lesson that I learned. Subsequently, at the World Championship in 2007, 133 countries, and I was carrying the flag in Chicago. I carried the flag for about 10 meters and gave the flag to Manju, who was carrying the flag. And just before we hit the arena, I told Manju, who was the captain, to give the flag to Anuruddha Ratnayaka. Now that's challenging the process. Now you'd ask me why the captain needs to carry the flag to the arena, but I wanted Ratnayaka to carry the flag. The reason was, Manju was meeting, if he wins the first fight, was going to meet in the second fight the Russian world champion. And I realized, getting past the world champion, twice Olympic gold medalist, Manju was not going to make it. On the other hand, Ratnayaka was meeting the Australian first, and if he wins that, a Latin American from Ecuador in the second, so we realized that Anuruddha might have a better chance. So I had to take the gamble and Anuruddha to carry the flag. You have to understand, it is all about a mental thing. In Buddhism, in every religion, you have to understand it's the mind which is most important. It is not the physical body, mind. So you have to train the mind, and you have to make them a different animal. Imagine the person who blows up for himself for a cause. It's the mind. You need to make that person, when he gets into the ring, a different animal. The person who will carry the flag takes the responsibility of the country. That's how we look at it in boxing, right? You will lead and you will fight. And it's real fighting for the country. So I realized, Anuruddha be given that, he's given another adrenaline shot. So I gave it to him. Good example is this. We are playing the World Cup final in cricket in Mumbai. And we have got 200 odd runs and we are on the way to win. And when Kumar Sangakkara leads the field, and if I were the manager of the team, I tell Kumar, this is Murali's last match, the last World Cup. And Murali is the most outstanding cricketer ever, period. Everybody knows that. 800 odd wickets, the most outstanding cricketer ever the world has produced. And I tell, Murali will lead the team because this is the World Cup. If Murali took 5 wickets and we won the World Cup, you become a hero. But like the match, Murali didn't take a single wicket. Right? If I made a decision like that, or a manager who makes a decision like that, might as well stay in Mumbai. Don't come to Sri Lanka. That's a risk. But I took the risk because I had confidence, right, that your country must come first, not about titles and not about, positions. And I had to come back because the company's budgets were on, and I had to take a flight from Chicago. And I was also going as the chef de mission for the Olympics that year. And next year, 2008, Ratnayaka comes running. I'm at the bus stop because I needed to get a bus to get to the hotel and then, take a taxi to the airport. And 3 hours before the fight, he worships me and says, "Sir, by the time you get to Colombo, I'll be going with you for the Olympic Games." He has not even had a single fight. So you have to understand the mentality of the boy. You have to understand the mentality of the boy. We started boxing in 1999, and this is 8 years after that, 2008. 9 years have gone, 9 years of defeats, more than victories. And he's thinking he's going to get to the Olympics. In the first fight, he knocks the Australian down. The referee stopped the fight. In the second fight, actually first fight he gets a bye. The second fight is Australian. The third fight, he gets the guy from Ecuador. He beats him by 10 points, clear win. And the quarterfinals, he's already qualified now because he got to the quarterfinals and he beats a European champion from Italy who won the bronze medal at the Olympic Games. Loses to him by 3 points, but he's made it. By the time I hit Colombo, right, it's headlines in the papers that Ratnayaka qualifies after 40 years for the Olympic Games. So what does it say? If you are determined, if you put your heart and soul, you make it to the Olympics. So it's much more easier than passing the advanced level and getting into the university. 8 years, every day, 9-kilometer jog, 400 push-ups, practicing 3-4 hours of fighting, and life goes on. So we prepare ourselves for the Olympic Games now. Goes all over the world and trains and mentally trains. You know, recorded versions, you know, where he fights mentally, everything. And then the fight starts in Beijing. And 8 minutes, you know, the fight finishes. 2008, September, 1999, September, there's a long time. And he's got to the Olympics. He's ranked number 5 in the world. And we are sure of winning and meets a Brazilian. But, you know, history says something else. So I want you to look at it, the clip, another 3-minute clip which shows, you know, what it takes to get to the Olympics, what's a fight, how would you feel, right, if you're at the ringside after 8 years? What would you say? There are times that I've cried at airports. You know, we've got 3 guys at the quarterfinals. I'm on my way from London or some place, and because I have to get back to work, and they tell me, sorry Dan, all 3 fights lost. Somewhere I'm in transit in Dubai and tearing down. You know, I've gone to Bangkok on a Friday night, Bangkok traffic, and you know, the fight is just finished, and Vanyarach is crying in the dressing room, and what do I say? You know, I blame myself for getting late, not being at the corner, or I tell I took a business class ticket and I flew all down here and you lost the first fight, right? What do I say? No, son, take 2 days off in Bangkok, I'll see you at practice on Monday. Never allow people to give up. You don't give up, you don't allow to give up. That's the moral of the story. So I want you to see the clip, 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and how would you feel if you're fighting for your country at the Olympic Games, or you're at the corner, or you know, that's your brother who's fighting. You know, so I want you to see it, and let's conclude after that. do you feel if you are there? 9 years of work, 8 minutes, everything's gone. He was ranked number 5 in the world. First fight. Fight finished at 7:45 in the night, and we went back to the Olympic Village. We got up next day at about 11:30. The blow, more than physically, the mental blow was so hard. And the next day, headlines in the papers, crucifying me actually, not Aniruddha. Where is Dian's gold medal? People think you can just get a gold medal, but press is always like that. But I was strong. I was a big boy, and I was a corporate big boy as well. So best thing is to put me under pressure. And that's life. Even some of your own friends want to put you under pressure. And I was not shattered. I was actually upset for only Aniruddha that we lost the fight. And we went out for breakfast, and Aniruddha said a fantastic thing, And he said, there's a big debt. So I said, what do you mean? He said, and so I looked at him, and he said, he had just got married and his wife was pregnant. Nobody knew about that. And he said, this gold medal was never for my wife nor for my unborn son. Not even maybe for my country. It was for you. Because you went 9 years all over the world, sacrificing your family time, money, energy, to win this medal. And I wanted to put the medal on your neck and worship you and call it quits. I said no. Right? There was, in the first place, there was no debt. We both wanted to win a medal for our country. That was the purpose. I'm 50 years now and you are 30 years. 20 years from now, with 4 Olympics, I might be 70 and you might be 50. I might not live to be 70. But if it is so, you will do what I said as a corner man. And when that person, man or the woman, wins a gold medal for Sri Lanka and puts it on your neck, we call it quits. Till then, no, we don't. So he became the corner man along with me, and it took another 3 years when we fought in Europe. Anusha Koditwaka brought the first gold medal, and with 4 knockouts, in the final, she knocked the girl from Finland down to bring the gold medal home. So this is few of the shots from there, right? It takes a long time to win a gold medal, and gold medal in boxing is not like winning a gold medal in anything else. Because like football, all 200 countries take part. Other than Maldives and Saudi Arabia, virtually the whole world will compete in boxing, for a gold. So it's tough. So I didn't come to talk about my leadership. I came to talk about leadership of people like Aniruddha Ratnayaka and Manju Vanniyarachi, underprivileged boys from underprivileged backgrounds. So they are the real heroes of Sri Lanka, who commits 8 years or 12 years to win a gold medal for the country, not for the money. There's no money in that, only for the honor. So what I'm asking you all today, when you all get into the game of going into university and pursue your other professional careers, rule number 1, learn humility and humbleness. Now rule number 2, never give up in life, because you will fail exams, you will fail in a lot of things in life. There are no superheroes within us. There are no Jesus Christ, Lord Buddhas and Allahs within us. So we are as human as anybody else. So have patience, have humility. It took me a long time to understand that. So all my career, running $1 billion company, giving leadership directly to 25,000 people and 60,000 people at MAS Holdings, I understood that much later than at your age. I understood life because I went to Pandala. My toilet cleaner's daughter, whom I put through university, is a chartered accountant with a second class upper in economics. She could speak a word of English when she went to university. Today she drives her own car, speaks good English, and a management accountant at MAS Holdings. So these are the real heroes. I can talk about 1,000 people, if we changed by fate, if I didn't go to Royal College, if I was not born to a middle class family in Colombo, right, and if I went to Polpitigama Mahavidyalaya or some of those outstation schools, I wouldn't have even got past my O-levels. So I want you to understand how privileged you are, how lucky you are, to find out opportunities. I lost my father when I was 12 years. I did my accountancy by default. I did a lot of things by default, right? I didn't know. While all my colleagues went to, my classmates went to England and all the places, I didn't know how to apply. So that was where I came from. But one thing which kept me stood is the humbleness, humility, and never giving up. And I don't believe in giving up for my people as well. Because if I encourage people to give up and don't inspire them, there is no future for my daughters and for all of us in this country. So we need to think positively. We need to get on, in an aggressive mode that we are going to do it. My teachers never told me that I'll pass the exams. I won the form prize at Royal College, even not being in school. I was 3 days out of the school, but I still won the form prize. Because I was fairly clever, right? And I could apply myself. But my mother said, you'll never pass the exam. She will say, Appo, me vidiyata paadam karot na kavadavat pass wenne. Right? So I ask all these mothers and teachers here to tell them, you're going to do it. Whether you pass or fail is a different thing. We are going to do it. I yet to come across a parent who tells just before the exam, right, they are going to whack 4 A's and we are going to do it and inspire your children and inspire all the others. It doesn't work in Sri Lanka, unfortunately. So you need to make that change. You are going to do it, your children are going to do it, your friends are going to do it, so that we make a better Sri Lanka. So thank you once again. I hope I inspired you in 55 minutes, right, to get on, and you've got a good set of very educated panelists who will teach you and guide you, right, to do the right thing and pursue your own dream. Thank you very much.